This is not possible without strong telecommunication and mobile ecosystem. Almost parallelly, the telecom revolution also picked up in India. The mere 6.5 lakh BTS in 2014 rose by about 240% to reach 22 lakh in just over 5 years. The mobile connections rose from 910 million in 2014 to 1156 million in 2020. Millions of smartphones came in the hands of India. Internet connections grew by more than 150% and broadband connections grew 10 times from 65 million in 2014 to 6733 million in January 2020. In the same period, that is between 2014 and 2019, more and more data was accessed through massive increase in 4G network. This all resulted in massive data consumption. India achieved unique distinction of having one of the cheapest data rates and one of the highest per capita data consumption. To take the digital revolution straight into rural heartland, the BharatNet project was envisaged to connect about 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayat with broadband connectivity. The National Digital Communication Policy 2018 was brought in to further strengthen India's telecommunication muscles, and so does the National Broadband Mission 2019 to ensure broadband access to all villages by 2022. The point I want to drive here is that under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi ji, we have created a massive digital infrastructure to make India ready for the next AI revolution. We enabled our companies, our citizens to create tons of data, made this data consumption cheap. We fueled more consumption and generated even more data. The field of fintech, education, entertainment, health, retail, telecom are creating huge amount of data. The beauty of data and AI is that the more clean data you have, the more accurate result you will get with equal levels of AI capabilities and comparable skilled manpower. The business or country with availability of more data will be benefited. Our IIT, NIT and triple IT systems and CDAC are torchbearers in quality research in AI in India. The research in AI is world class. The IICT has not allowed the engineering colleges from just adding up new seats to traditional branches of engineering. But these colleges in live can start new courses in AI, machine learning, deep learning, blockchain, etc. from this year. The recently launched PME Vidya mission has envisioned one nation, one digital platform in the field of education through online portals of school education, Diksha, and for higher education, Swayam, both of which contain quality information and courses on AI for school and colleges going students. The CBSE has also introduced the element of AI in school education to kindle the curiosity amongst school children about AI. Simultaneously, we built one of the most vibrant startup ecosystem in the world. This gave rise to startup-led business, which brought quantum jumps and not just incremental growth to business. Along with mighty startup hub, Tied to Scheme, STPI, Many private initiatives in Indian Silicon metros pushed the startup revolution further. Number of unicorns rose sharply, 10 in 2017 to about 27 in 2020. And as per some report, 50 more waiting to join the club very soon. India is moving in the right direction and moving very fast. Sorry. But this journey also has its share of challenges too. Limited availability of sufficiently skilled and updated manpower is one big challenge which the academia must look into. The skill set imparting knowledge is still mainly in English, whereas we have tremendously talented youth studying in regional languages. This time we cannot afford to miss this bus by restricting the AI skills to few English knowing people. The sooner we allow to follow this knowledge to our main regional language, the better. There is a huge void of content creation in local languages. This lack of content translation can be accepted as a challenge to overcome through AI. It is also seen that there is a gap between the domain experts, say in the field of health, agriculture, education, banking, etc., and the technical expert in the field of, say, data analytics, AI, etc. So many times the desired outcome is not achieved. As domain knowledge expert and AI technology expert work in silos, this gap must be bridged. Other challenges like lack of clean, unfragmented data, lesser innovation in technologies related to collecting as well as analyzing the data must also be overcome. This should be availability of platform where academia, startup, industry can discuss and share with each other the knowledge as well as requirement and expectation. And mentoring, handholding of new entrants must be encouraged. I started my speech by clearly emphasizing the importance of AI for India economy. But let me make one thing very clear. What India want is responsible for AI. The AI technology which can bridge the multiple divides, not accentuate it. Our aim is to ensure responsible AI, which is sustainable, inclusive, and that will have positive impact on citizens, industries, and society. Technology per se is always neutral. It is us who is the technology that makes the difference. The technology, if only limited to getting awards and generating academic buzz, will be of no use for an aspirational country like India. Hence, our endeavor should be to bring the elite technologies to the realm of common man and his life. The technologies must provide affordable, accessible, equitable answer to this problem. Will there be any use of technology to a farmer? It is if it doubles its productivity but halves his profit. Will any technology be helpful? If it is beneficial in short term but not sustainable in long term, will this technology be cost effective? Will it connect easily with a common man and make his life better? Can we develop digital platform in the field of health, agriculture, education, etc.? Can the AI provide end-to-end solution to our farmer so that on a single platform he can access the weather data, seed and fertilizer availability, commodity prices, technical know-how, weather pattern, and similar parameters in his own language. Can the AI help small Indian businessmen to know which mix of transportation will deliver or bring his parcels faster and cheaper? Can transfer any technology be successful? We must find answer to these questions. And with such a granting of top bright minds and with such a gathering of top bright minds in this seminar, I am sure you will discuss, brainstorm on these points also. Thank you for giving me opportunity to share my views on these topics before this August gathering. Thank you once again, and with all the best wishes, I take leave of you. Jai Hind, Namaste.